Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
I feel like I'm on a tightrope, walking across the Grand Canyon a little bit today. You know, the Skype connection today. Mr. Skype is dancing with our video signal a little bit. It make me feel so odd and insecure. I feel as though, you know, any moment I not see your beautiful fossils and you go away. You know, I don't know what to do. I want to call Mr. Skype and say, hello, Mr. Skype. How do you get so rich when your product is such garbage? How do you create something that is such you
easy.
know, easy. We got to do the edit. We don't want to do the edit. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, boys.
How have you been?
Well, I've had a very interesting morning. Perhaps I've had this kind of morning because it's related to the fact that we had that little Skype issue earlier today.
Right.
When I've been ready to go since 7:45, and I was ready to go with my day at 5:45. At 5:45, I got up extra early to do my super duper early show prep today.
Okay.
And do you want to know why?
Yes.
I'll tell you why.
Please.
Why? Because I had a mission this morning.
Oh.
That's right. I had a mission with my nephew, bright and early, 6:45 a.m. on the dock to go out and do some fishing early morning.
Oh, look at you.
That's right, to go out and do some fishing on the coast of Maine to see what we could bring into the boat. That's right, it's fishing day. So, at 6:45 on the dock, I was yelling at my nephew, Hooper! Hooper! Get the shark cage ready, Hooper! Get the shark cage ready!
Your nephew is not named Hooper.
I call him Hooper whenever I'm on the boat, you know. Yeah, here lies the deer, 103. Gina.
Not
For
a bad
15
record.
years, she kept her virginity. What is it?
For 15 years, she kept her virginity. Not a bad
Not a
record,
bad record for this vicinity. And then, of course, you know, and then my nephew's wife ran away crying. And
Yes,
was
of
like,
course.
We'll be back. Yeah, we'll get that fish. We'll catch him and we'll kill him for 10.
I smell reality show. You
yes.
and Michael called Early Morning Fisherman.
Yeah, wicked mackerel.
Oh, yum.
All right, here's the fish we were going for.
Okay.
Up here now, and my childhood memory is that there are what are called tinker mackerel. Now, they're everything they sound like they are. They're about this big.
Was he
And
not?
they're-
Did he not have a morning show, too?
Tinker mackerel. You listen to it.
Of course. I think
Right
it was
out of Ellsworth, Maine.
AM 1530.
Hello, my name's Tinker Mackerel, and this segment of the program is brought to you by Stacy's Country Jamboree and Fuel Mat. But anyway, so earlier this morning, I promised my nephew, he had been saying to me he's only here for the week, and then he starts his real big job in August. And he's been educating himself for, it seems like, 20 years. And now he's finally diving full force into the workforce, and he's going to be, hopefully someday, a captain of industry. So this is his real last vacation week before he has to dive in and do that. And he has been alluding to the fact that we're not going to catch fish if we're going out in the evening, which I have been leaning to because I work during the day.
Sure.
During the morning time.
Yes.
That's when we're all doing this. But he's been saying, and he's saying, finally I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to get, the baby gets up super early. I'll get up super early. I'll get my work done. And then we will venture out and we'll go out for an hour. And then we'll come back and everything will be hunky-dory. And as long as I don't fall off the boat and drown,
Sure.
everything is going to be A-okay. So we were on the dock today, and I will tell you what we caught. It was amazing.
Really? What did you catch?
Breakfast.
Yum.
Oh, really?
Did you really?
No, we actually fished for like 12 minutes, and then I said, you want to go into the harbor and get breakfast? And so that's what we did.
Did you at least get seafood for breakfast?
No, didn't get seafood for breakfast. I got a bowl of oatmeal.
Yum.
I cast my line out and I caught oatmeal with some raisins. Yes, there you go. Hooper!
Was it chilly or?
Yes, it was very cold. It was very
sure.
cold this morning, and we saw a dolphin or a porpoise. And I never know whether to call them dolphin or porpoise. They're kind
Dolphins
of
are
interchangeable, but they're the little flipper things, but
Sure.
they're the colder water ones up here. And it was flat, calm, and there was a lot of flotsam in the ocean.
Sure.
A lot of flotsam. Hey, Mac, how you doing? I just went. All right, there you go. Okay, just wanted to get his
was
attention.
he doing his leaning over, looking
Yeah,
at his shoes?
he was doing. He was literally like it's like he's gonna nod off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a high energy guy to start
No,
with.
no,
but when I get him down in the corner of my screen with this look, just like
Hang on.
yeah, it's a little frustrating.
Was there any jetsam with the flotsam?
There was not any jetsam with the flotsam. I am such a piss poor angler. I don't deserve. No, Rob, I do not belong on the ocean.
You
I
did.
do not.
You know what? You took me on a boat ride when we were up there, and you looked like you absolutely knew what you were doing.
No,
the whole
and
time.
don't forget your lucrative enterprise, 12-minute fishing.
That's
12-minute fishing.
It's like
That's
8-minute abs.
Hello. And I'll use that voice. I'll use the Robert Shaw voice for that, too.
Yeah.
Howdy. My name's Captain Mike for 12-minute fishing. You know, all these other guys can take you out for half a day or a full day or 3 hours. Not me. 12 minutes. You don't catch anything, it's back into the dock for breakfast. That's what you get. Yes, sirree. It should be. There was a guy that came in the other day with a boat that was 3 times the size of mine.
Yes.
And he pulled into the dock. He was almost going at full speed, and he brought it in, and it was massive. He had a bunch of people on the dock, and then he slammed it into reverse.
Right.
And he came up to the dock, and he just feathered it in. It was one of the most amazing things to watch. I was filled with jealousy.
Yeah.
So that when I was bringing the boat back in for my little fishing excursion today,
Right.
I brought it into the dock, and I decided that I was going to mimic him. I was going to try to do
no.
what he does, and so I brought it. My boat's going. And then so I can't. This is the only crash sound I have, but it's like, okay, I'm going to bring the stern around. There we go. There we go. Oh. Hooper, get your shark cage out there, Hooper, Mr. Hooper. Oh my God. It's just not. I love it. You know I love it, boys. You know I'm the old man in the sea up here,
Yeah.
but the fact is I'm not good at it.
Well,
The 12 minutes you were out there, were you able to get any of the tinker mackerel to take 3 barrels under?
No. Yeah. So let's recap, okay? I slam into the dock. My nephew is doing the dinghy work for me now, so I'm not even in that. I'm not even a real main man in that. I stand on the dinghy and I'm like, okay, bye-bye. Go put it on the line and bring the dinghy back in. I'm going for fish that are about 6 inches long.
You're fishing
and I
for
can't
bait.
catch any of those. Yeah. And then you go out and they're lobstermen all on the coast of Maine, and they kind of see me going by and look at me and go,
Yeah.
there goes a-hole.
I think,
But
I think
anyway.
we could name your boat, Mike. We
What's
could
that?
call it the SS Joe Besser.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
What do
All
they
right, and
call?
then-
What do they call strangers? Or they call them from away? Is that what they call it?
From away.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what you
from
should call
away.
your boat.
That's what you are.
Yeah, from away. That'd be a good name for the boat.
Yeah.
Pretty good idea. From away. So the last move after I smash into the dock, but I'm at the dock, so it's okay. So I go to throw my nephew the line because he's, athletic and he's fleet of foot and he jumps off the boat and he's there. And all I have to do is throw him a line from the boat,
Right.
and I throw him one of the dock lines, and it catches on a hook.
Oh,
And the hook
man.
buries into it, and I'm sitting there going, don't hurt me, and I'm trying to pull it off. I swear to God, I'm incompetent. I'm completely incompetent. It's a miracle that I can get this boat out to sea.
I think
it really is.
I think it's wonderful, and I love that you stick at it.
Well, Michael Parsley, my nephew, fine young lad, Mike O'Mara, 6:45 a.m., head out to sea, 2 men in a boat, no fish caught. Quit after 12 minutes, went into the harbor, had an attractive waitress. That's the end of the story.
That's pretty good.
And I'm standing by it, you bunch of a-holes.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Looking for luxury? Then look no further. Come to the Butterfield International Hotel, the perfect destination for your short break business trip, or romantic weekend.
He kept referring to it as his hotel, but really it was just his office. One of the pillows was made of printer paper.
Good point. The pillows are uncomfortable, and I'm required to tell you that they contravene European safety regulations. When you stay at the Butterfield International Hotel, I can promise you a prince-size bed, tea-making facilities, 2 drawers, and a front door key. But you must promise me one thing, that you'll remind me to charge you for your stay. I keep forgetting, and it's costing me money.
I asked for a wake-up call at 6:30 in the morning. Instead, bailiffs woke me at 8.
I was going to wake him, but the bailiffs had been round to my house the day before and repossessed my alarm clock, amongst other items. But don't worry, it won't happen again.
The advert said it was a 5-star hotel, but 5-star hotels should have a toilet.
Those aren't stars. They're asterisks, each one referring to a fault with the hotel, one of which is the lack of toilet facilities. The Butterfield International Hotel. Call now.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios, heard worldwide. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services. Over 24 million downloads, heard daily at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the Heartland. Go Hawks.
You know what's surprising? Is
What?
that this guy is so polite, and yet his name is Robert Roode from West
Robert
Branch,
Roode.
Iowa, is our
Oh.
listener of the day, but he's so polite.
The Rudester.
The Rude Master.
Yeah, the Mike O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners on the planet. Why?
Huh?
Because they get it, everybody. Today's show is brought to you by Stamps.com. Technology, you know I love it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Technology.
Right.
I do love technology. I love technology. I love technology. Stamps.com. Stamps.com.
It does rule.
Well, LaFonda and I enjoy Stamps.com because technology makes a lot of things easier. Things like using the post office. You know, everybody knows, we talk about it all the time, it's a hassle, you don't want to go there. So the technology is Stamps.com, and let me tell you all about it. They can do everything you do at the post office. They can do it from the comfort of your computer. Best of all, it is super easy. You don't need to be a tech expert. That's why I like it, because I'm a bit of a moron, don't you know?
No, you're fine, Mike. You've never been better.
Stamps.com lets you buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package. They even send you a digital scale that automatically calculates exact postage. You can hand it to your mailman, and you're done. Plus, Stamps.com makes it easy to print postage from popular business software like QuickBooks, Outlook, and more.
Love them. Love them all.
We use Stamps.com, and it saves time, money, and our sanity. And we were crazy to start with, so think how important that is.
I want to tell you.
And that was my Lewis Black right there. Act now for a 30-day free no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer, including a free digital scale. And here's the best part, up to $55 in free postage. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone, and use our secret code TMOS. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone. At the top of the homepage, type in TMOS, Stamps.com, and TMOS, and we thank you. So thank you for indulging me with that little seafaring story that I had.
Was it really 12 minutes? I bet it had to have been closer to 30.
Probably a half.
Yeah. But who was the first person to pack it in? Was it you? Or
No.
did nephew Michael, did he just keep rolling his eyes? And
Michael made this comment. He said, and Michael, incidentally, is a grown man. He's a married grown man now. And he said to me, Uncle Mike, it's just great to be out here. And as soon as that was my cue to say, well, okay. Well, okay, then let's go into Bar Harbor and get breakfast. And, and it's fun. It's fun to, that's what I like to do up here. I like boating, but I don't require an awful lot. I'm not really adventurous like my cousins are. They'll take their boat out into the open ocean and travel up the coast of Maine. I go, I take an 11-minute trip across the bay. That's it. Back, forth. I'm very content to do that.
you like the
Very
speed.
happy to
I
do
did
that.
note that. You like the speed of your boat.
I like speed, but I
Yeah.
don't like, I don't like taking any real chances. I would not be, as much as I have more experience than any of you guys on the water,
Right.
I would not be a good man to be on the Deadliest Catch. I would not be somebody that you could put in the Bering Sea. I'd curl up in a little ball and cry like a little schoolgirl.
Mike, even those boats need cooks. And that's where you and I would be we'd be very valuable.
Yeah, but I'd be vomiting down in the hold. Yes, Oscar.
Mike, after all you've been through with this boat,
Yes.
do you think it was worth getting it all the way up to Maine?
Let me tell you this. Getting up this morning, getting my work done, heading down to the dock for 1 hour with my nephew, the answer is absolutely, unequivocally yes.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Well, how many times, guys, figure I've gone on it. The average is probably every other day.
True enough.
Probably at least every 3 days. I've done it while I've been up here. And it is a hassle, but, that's part of the deal. I mean, the fact that you have to, get it up here and put it in the water and take it out. Everybody that does that, you guys have seen the water up here. You know how beautiful it is. You know that it's great to be there and be on the water. And I'd rather, and it's an advantage. And I like it. And my father did it before me. And, he was back on the water when he was a baby, when he was a little guy. And the boats had steam engines.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
steam?
out there. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he was on
wow.
little gas-powered. He had later on a gas-powered engine, but I think that they were I think one of the boats he used to go on had a little steam engine on it.
Wow.
Like with this old sea captain. There's a picture of him with this guy that looks like, that's out of the, my dad would be over 100 years old right now. So, you see this little steam engine that he's on. It looks like a steam engine. And, back in the day, the only thing that we said, though, was we called it the lifeless bay. The lifeless bay.
Because there's nothing in it?
The lifeless bay that gives up no bounty.
Totally devoid of life.
Yeah, and I think when we got into the restaurant, you said, "Well, that was great on the nuclear bay with no appreciable life forms."
Well, except for the lobster, of course.
Yeah, but the lobster are there, and so are the dolphins. But it's like little fishy. Not out there. But you know this. You have heard this, Rob. You know this for 20 plus years.
Of course.
I have gone on the water. I have gone on fishing charters. I have tried to catch fish.
Uh-huh.
I am the unluckiest angler in the world. You know, with all the times that I have been fishing outside of occasionally catching a bass-o-matic.
Yeah.
When saltwater, I don't catch fish. I went on a boat years ago off the Carolina coast. And I said to the captain, I said, "So, how are they doing?" He said, "I've never seen fishing like this."
Oh, God.
I've never seen.
He says that to everybody, though.
Well, but he said it to me, and I took it to heart.
Yes.
He said, "I've never seen fishing like this. This is the greatest fishing I've ever seen. We're getting Spanish mackerel, and they're practically jumping into the boat." 3 hours later, I am sitting in the stern of the boat, feeling semi-nauseous, staring at the back of this guy's neck like I wanted to stab him to death, because we hadn't even gotten a nibble when we were out there, and it started to rain.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
no.
I mean, that's me on a boat. And it all stems also from my wife down in Florida when she brought a banana on the boat. You know, bananas
Our bad luck.
are bad luck
you
on a
told us this.
fishing boat.
Yes. And also, if you drop the peel, very hazardous.
Drop the, well, that's a,
'Cause you can
that's
slip
ju-
on
That's
it.
just an expression that I use, when I've had a late night of, rich food. I wake up in the morning, the first thing I want to do is drop the peel.
Of course. Well, I think we all do. And and you feel better when you drop the peel.
Remember, green bananas are the best, and if you eat the peel, that is even more fiber.
Now, have you ever considered, while you're up there and you're up there for a stretch, would
Yes.
you go out on a charter with some? And I
Another
don't want
week.
to listen.
One more week. If you're keeping track, one more week before we start the 3-day journey back to the south.
I don't want to cast aspersions on your angling skills, but what about
Yes.
if you went with a captain who sort of knew what he was doing, or
Oh.
knew
I've
the
done
water,
that.
knew the
I've
water?
done that.
Do
I've
it again.
oh, you mean up here?
Yes.
Like
Oh,
someone
I'm
that
not
actually lives there.
Yeah, come
You know,
on.
not
you know
from
what?
away.
You
Did
gotta,
you guys-
You got to
look.
break that curse, man.
The New England thing. Haven't you gotten it yet? Haven't you? Don't you understand
Oh, I get it.
yet?
Fend for
You
yourself.
know, yes. You
Yes.
don't do that up here.
Yeah.
You know that.
Doesn't
I
matter
would
if
be,
we're both white.
Right.
We do our own thing.
I would be mocked all the way from Eastport to Portland.
Use
You
an
would
assumed
not-
name. As a matter of
My
fact, what you
name.
should do, Mike, is call a because there's got to be a service, and call up and give the name Man Cow, and say that their name is Man Cow, and you want to go out and catch. And once you catch one fish, the curse is broken. Long live Mike O'Mara.
I will see. You say use an alias?
Yes,
Is
of
that what
course.
You're telling me to do that?
It would be
Is
a
that
piece
what
of cake
you're
because even though he would be laughed at, there have to be charter services
Oh,
up
absolutely.
there. And there, you know what? There's got to be. I hate this phrase, but Oscar, there's got to be a honey hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where you go and you find that honey hole and the Spanish mackerel
Yeah.
jumping in the boat. Would you-
Bassmasters.
I bet you'd love it if he caught a Spanish
Yeah, it
mackerel.
would be awesome.
Hello. This is Thurston Jiggerscroat. I would.
Excuse me?
Hello, this is Thurston. Yeah, named Jiggerscroat.
Is it Jiggerscroat?
Yes. Jiggerscroat. Yes.
Jigger.
Yes, the Thurston Jiggerscroat.
And you're interested in what, Thurston?
Yeah, I'd like to get out there with my nephews, nieces, uncles, and have a fishing party. If that's possible.
Oh, what are
Right.
you looking? Do you want to charter a boat, or do you want to?
Yeah, we're looking to do some mackerel, cod, haddock, sailfish, shark fishing.
And
That's
what?
possible.
what,
The name is Thurston. Thurston J. You can call me Thurston J.
But it's Jiggerscroat.
Jiggerscroat.
What day would work for you, Thurston?
I'd like to go out on the 4:31. Okay. If you could get me out there with a, and we anything from a 12 to 48 foot would be appropriate.
And
with
would you be bringing your own equipment, or do we need just to
no,
set
we'd
you up
like
with
you to
tackle?
furnish the rods, and we'll bring all the bait.
Okay. What will you be bringing for bait?
Let's say probably cut fish, halibut, and a hot dog, and deli meats. That's what we'd like to do. If yes,
And
please
also-
call me at the cottage.
We will. And also, how many parakeets did you need?
I was wondering. I wonder if you. I'd like to book a fishing party.
Yes.
We need to book several boats. So I was wondering if you
How
had
many?
if you had 10.
10 boats?
Do you have 10 boats?
Well, we'd
please?
have to
Thank you.
call the other. We'd have to call the other pier. But yeah, we could set up 10 boats.
Thank you very much. I'd appreciate that.
Enough of that. Done doing that. Tired of doing that.
Would you at least consider going with a captain who knows where the fish are?
And there's there's another factor that we always have to include when we're talking about anything like that. And I have to remember this. That is the factor too.
right on,
One of the things about being up here, in the Dream House, is that we already laid out the coin. Oh, by the way, would you like an update on the Dream House?
Oh, please.
And Mike, please, Gull Cottage.
Gull Cottage, yes, here at Gull Cottage. The events continue. Yesterday was Exterminator Day, and
He showed up.
Nope.
Oh no!
Would you like to know? Would you like to know what time I got my phone call?
The cancellation phone call?
Yeah, if you're gonna get a work done. What time do you think you want to get that phone call up?
Well,
when they
you know,
say
I
they're
do
gonna be
know
here
this.
first thing Monday morning.
When we started with you at 10 o'clock, you were already expecting the exterminator at any moment.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I
well,
would say that the call should have come well before noon.
Came at 10 minutes after 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, no.
Well, hello. Well, hello. And I am wearing this shoe now. It is not. I am the paying customer.
Sure, the client.
So I am not going to, hold hands through a miscommunication, which there was. I'm not going. I have given what I have done is alerted the proper people to the problem.
Sure.
But if there is a miscommunication, which there was, and it was really kind of a very vague message, and I was not going to return that call because I didn't feel obligated to do that.
You mean the message he left at 4 o'clock, essentially,
Yes.
was vague?
Yes.
Because the fact that he was going to be there first thing Monday morning,
Yes.
that was specific.
Well, that's the way I thought it was going to be.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was told, and it's a delicate. Look, at the very least, I want to do my work up here. I want to provide our listeners with the quality programming that they have come to love
Hear, hear.
and know.
Hear, hear.
And then outside of that, the only difference is in my regular life back down south, they'd say.
Yes.
Then I'm taking care of household duties. But up here, the one thing that is lacking, I am not.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
am
shouldn't
not
have to.
obligated to do
You
that. I
should
am
not have
obligated to visit family members and take my son for a walk and do that type of stuff.
But don't you burn yourself in the long run because then you have to deal with whatever problems you're having for an extended period of time?
Well, we have moved to a section of the domicile
Another section?
where those problems are not encumbering.
Oh,
or
okay.
is that the right word?
No,
they are not
encountering.
affecting. They're
Affecting.
not. They're unencumbered. They're not
You are
encumbering.
you're unencumbered
They're not
by them.
encumbering. Is encumbering a word?
I don't know. It would almost have to
I
be.
know cummerbund is a word.
We are not
Not helping.
encumbered. We are not encumbered. Mac, look up
And it's
encumbered. please.
Cummerbund.
Cummerbund?
See how this is a
Cummerbund.
test.
I thought it was
This is a
cumberbund.
test of our intern right now. I want to find out
Is it
how
Cumberland,
soon.
Maryland?
Jesus
I thought it was.
God.
You know what? We're talking about
This
all
is
the
an
things
area
he
you
loves.
should not involve yourself
Oh, I
in.
apologize.
All the things that Oscar loves, Mike, we're talking about. We're talking about fishing and
Here's
grammar.
Mac. Here's Mac with the definition of encumbered.
All right.
To impede or hinder. Hamper.
So encumbered. We are not impeded
Excellent.
by the problems because we are jammed over into one section
You're
of the
in the safe
domicile.
zone.
And so the
Yes.
winged creatures of the night, the ones that have infested this room, did you just shut the door and lock it?
No, it's just they're over on the other side.
Oh, but Mike, they're plotting.
Yeah,
Well, who knows what they're doing? But look, I will give you a complete update because I have not only spoken to one of the problem solvers, but two, including the guy that came to the door yesterday and scared my family. We'll take a break. I'm not making it up, people. I wish I was, but I'm not. We'll be right back.
I've got a great idea, Joe. You're familiar with the Omericast?
Yes, it's the Marcus Serta show where he plays highlights from all the more network shows.
Well, I want our show, the Rob and Joe Show, to be an Omericast highlight show.
So you want a show that plays highlights of a highlight show.
Highlights from a highlight show. Genius.
That's the worst idea you've ever had.
Well, thank you. Here's every week at robandjoeshow.com, on iTunes, Stitcher, and on the new Mike O'Mara Show app.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
That is, what makes that the music? Did you pick that music for them?
I did. The only problem with that promo, they had to take it twice. When they recorded it, I laughed out loud. That surprised me what they said, and I did. I said, we need that again, boys.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are very, very pleased to welcome a brand new sponsor, Harry's. I love Harry's. Face it, shaving is a pain. It's uncomfortable. It causes nicks and cuts and razor burn. Trust me, severe blood loss is not the way to start your day. And if you haven't noticed lately, and I sure have, because I go into the drugstore to buy my razor blades up until now, that's what I've been doing.
Right.
Razor blades are insanely expensive. That's why they keep them under lock and key.
Right.
Time for Harry's, everybody. Harry's.com was started by two guys who wanted better product without having to pay a small fortune to get it. I'll tell you about these guys at Harry's. This, to me, is something that is not only great for the consumer, but it's great for people that have, in my humble opinion, taken advantage for decades.
Oh, they absolutely.
And they're not able to do it anymore. Harry's makes their own blades. In fact, they purchased their own factory in Germany so they could cut out the middleman and provide the best high-quality, high-performance German blades. They are crafted by shaving experts and available at a fraction of drugstore costs, plus no pesky plexiglass cabinets to bust through to get your razor blades.
Mike, I wish you were in this studio today, and you know why? I wish you could touch my face.
I don't want to, Rob.
I wish you would touch my face.
I don't want to.
I have been shaving with the Harry's product. It comes with actual instructions. Who knew I've been shaving wrong all these years?
Do you shave your head, too?
I shave my head, too.
Do you
It's
shave
fantastic.
your head? Do you shave your head with the Harry's razor blade?
I do. I wish you were here to touch my head, Mike.
I can tell he's done it right because there's no nicks.
No.
Oh, do you
Or
remember the
toilet
bloody
paper
mess?
on 'em. Yeah.
Do you
Oh.
remember the bloody mess on Rob Spiewak when he was using the
Always.
drugstore blades?
You know what? And you live and you learn, and you go to Harry's, and you don't cut yourself no more.
Harry's Razors offers a high-quality shave that's better for your face and your wallet. They're about half the price of the other big branded blades. Plus, they ship for free to your front door. Once again, the convenience factor.
Yes.
The starter set is an amazing deal. For $15, you get a razor, moisturizing shave cream, and 3 razor blades with free shipping. Experience a clean, close, comfortable shave today with Harry's. Go to harrys.com now, and Harry's will give you $5 off if you type in our code TMOS with your first purchase. That's HARRYS.com and enter the coupon code TMOS. You know it by now. At checkout, do that for a limited time offer and start shaving better today. Welcome, Harry's. We are very, very excited to have Harry's on board the Mike O'Mara
Keep
Show.
in mind what you're saying there. That's a $15 starter set, and then $5 off that. You
Yeah.
can be shaving for $10, and you won't look back. It's the best shave I've ever had.
Very good. Welcome back to the show. I am trying to get some of the things done here that I needed to. I've been updating you all on the dream house and
Cottage.
so when last we checked in, I was speaking with Johnny Exterminator yesterday afternoon, and it was a vague message, but today there was a very detailed message that I received, and I called the guy back. So he will be coming after the show. And my number one concern was when you have a 1-year-old who is crawling.
And touching everything, right.
Yeah, so he reassured me that the process, even if they do it, is not something that is going to affect my son. I believe the comment of could put a line of the stuff on the floor and he could lick it up. I swear to God, that's what
Well, he
said.
must really have a high regard for you as a parent. Do you remind him it's no longer
Imagine if
the
he
go-go
comes
ladies?
to the. Imagine if he comes to the door and it's like, I am not an animal. I don't mind this goiter. Don't mind this goiter. There's no problem at all.
What I'm envisioning is John Goodman from Arachnophobia. He's going to come in with 2 tanks and 2 guns.
Yeah.
He said, "Let's get him. Let's get him."
Here's the offending varmint right over here. Yeah, no problem at all. And incidentally, let's give credit to Bill Murray because that was John Goodman doing his best Bill Murray.
Yeah,
that's
you're
what
right.
that's what he was doing in Arachnophobia. Arachnophobia, I loved it because there's so much hype when that movie came out.
Right.
But I always thought Arachnophobia could have been just a little less jive and just a little bit better.
I will give the movie one piece of credit. We had a movie night one night in college, and I think we had like maybe a dozen people watching Arachnophobia. And when the movie was over, we turned on the lights. We realized no one had their feet on the ground. Because it was that there is that one scene where they turn on a faucet and spiders come out of the faucet. That's the stuff of nightmares for me. So I always thought it was pretty good.
And Mimi from the Drew Carey Show is in that.
Oh, and still manages to look stunning.
Do you remember Mimi?
Yeah, Box.
Mimi.
I can't think of her. What's her name?
Mimi played the wife of the coroner.
Yeah.
I think she was the wife of the coroner, and they were sitting down to watch Wheel of Fortune, and then they found him dead, and one of the spiders came out of the guy's mouth.
Oh, that's right.
I watch Arachnophobia. It's okay. So, in any event, he's going to roll out today, so that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 was the plumbing situation that I told you about the other day, and the door, I hear a rap on the door, and I come to the door, and the guy could not have been nicer, but I S you not. I am looking at one of the cast members from Duck Dynasty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does he have a long beard?
It was down to his navel. I am not exaggerating.
Oh,
and his
if you
hair was just about as long. He can get away with that, I guess, up here.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, if you're a plumber, I would
Yes.
think the last thing you'd want is long, dangling facial hair. Because that's gone down the trap before. And if you did, don't you think you'd just snip it and let it go? You can have it. Give it back to the pipes.
We had a nice conversation, and I think the way we left it was that we're here for another week.
Yep.
We're perfectly comfortable using the facilities that are left, and that he can tackle that because we're leaving a couple of days early. So we're going to allow him to dive in and tackle that. It has been look. We have settled into an acceptance. You'll notice that I'm a little lighter.
Yeah.
I'm a little happier about
Sure.
this because
I'd be
I just
fired
don't
up.
want to. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't.
you shouldn't
I
have
want to
to.
just
Good
get on
man.
with my life here. And the only thing that matters up here is having a place to wash up, a place to put our head in at night, and then being able to do this show. And really, technically, outside of doing it in a different kind of location, this has been terrific. We are really, not only are we excited about the fact that I'm doing this up here, but wherever we go with all of our travels,
Whatever we do.
whatever we go, we'll always be in it together. Oh, God. Shut up, Rob. It is what it is. So, I've been talking about my experience up here for a week. I have not even found out what's going on in your life. I know that I've talked to Rob a little bit about what's going on, but Oscar, you've been a mystery man outside of wheeling and dealing and be involved in 50 different things. How are things going?
Life
is everything
is great.
Is everything good in your world?
Yeah, I had.
Oh yeah, I gotta hate this.
La 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 la.
Oscars World.
Oscars World.
Boo.
La 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 la.
Oscars World. Let's get started.
If I had $1. I found a new love. There's a new love in my life. I have Shannon in my life, which I'm a lucky man.
Yes.
And as she is a lucky
A
woman.
very lucky woman.
Yes.
Lucky man, very lucky woman.
Yeah, very lucky. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, no,
Finally on my side.
Not
of
at
things.
all. Always.
I've fallen in love with cycling. And I will say I bought my bike last Tuesday, and every day since then I've ridden my bike. And not just a couple miles here or there. My trek takes me from my condo to National Airport. And I finally did the math yesterday. It's a 14-mile round trip, and I didn't realize it was that long because I was enjoying myself so much.
Look at him, Mike. How about that?
Now,
Isn't
Rob,
that
what type of fitness are you doing? Are you doing anything?
No,
are you doing
I'm not doing
anything at all?
I've given up,
You
Mike.
got. You know you have to. You know you have to start getting active.
Okey
You do.
doke.
You know. No. Now wait a minute. You know you have to get a little bit active. You know
bet.
you have to do. Now, if you were to do anything, now at one point didn't you get on an elliptical?
I have.
Yeah.
Well, wait, what's really going on here? Are you depressed?
No, it's just I hate it. I hate it.
My family's
do
a
you
little
like living
concerned.
in life?
You know what?
Breathing?
I'll get back to you.
No, but there's got to be something. You've, to be fair, and if we're really, really being honest with each other.
Oh, I love when he starts that way.
His cheeks. I can see his cheeks getting red from here.
Oh, they're not red. I'm excited. They're not red from embarrassment. I'm excited.
Actually, no, I'm stroking out, Mike.
Do you have to consider there has to be a breaking point for you, right?
Well,
When you
it'll either be me or the chair.
but where you said, okay, enough is enough.
Now, Rob, I did not want to go
The
here.
pendulum
This
has
is
to
your
swing
brother
the other
going
way.
here.
It's fine. It's fine.
Because I am also, I need to do the same thing, and I have been walking up here, and at the very least, I rolled my son around up here, a couple of hill profiles that were pretty good, and I'm freaked out because I'm a lot older than you are, and
Yes.
so. I know that there's a point of no return, and I don't want to ever reach that point.
But you
and so-
maintain that tap dance on the line of, CPAP machine / EpiPen. What Rob does is
EpiPen?
he goes when he gets the diabetes.
Well, that would be insulin, though.
Well, either way.
He's not going into anaphylactic shock.
What Rob does is he goes into like, oh my God, he's getting so skinny. Oh my God, he's getting so big. Like what? There's no middle dance for that.
Well, you see,
Right.
I have found, and
Right.
you know what? I have lost literally hundreds of pounds.
Yes, you have.
And the thing is that I can lose weight, and I sure as hell can gain weight. The thing I can't do is maintain. I have never ever been able to keep my weight steady, and that's what's hardest for me.
Yeah, well, what's scary for me is those extremes of you losing and gaining are probably the hardest on your heart, or the toughest,
The losing's not so bad on your heart. The gaining's
Let me ask
pretty
you
bad.
this, and now we're getting serious, and we're having a serious discussion here.
Right.
Outside of your circle, and we have become a band of brothers.
Sure,
And
sure.
Oscar is saying this to you. I really believe because the relationships that the
I
three
don't
of us
wanna
have
run the
developed over
board.
the years.
And there you
Jesus.
have it. You've heard him try. It's really kind of ugly.
Outside of this circle, this band of brothers,
Right.
has anyone given you any grief about your weight? I get it all the time.
Oh,
I get
Carrie
it from
does.
my sister.
Carrie does occasionally.
Carrie does?
Yeah, and I usually tell her the same thing. I say, you know what? It's been a pretty good run.
Oh,
And-
no.
and
You
she says-
can't possibly have that
I say
attitude.
that. Well, I say it to her because I know it gets her crazy. She says, "You mustn't say that. We're going to do better." I say, "Yes, we are. Good night."
That's so you. What
No
is
one
your-
is. Well, you see, Mike, and
Open up your. No, without doing shtick. I need you to open your soul.
You
to
know
us.
as much as anyone. When you put on weight, you don't need someone to tell you. When someone
No,
says,
you know it every day.
You
know
do.
it every
You know
day.
it every day. You know you need to lose weight. And when someone tells you, it's like, oh, you know what? Thanks for bringing it up. I hadn't noticed. You're intimately
Yes.
aware of it.
Though this is, I guess, your MO is live show, lose weight. Live show's over, gain weight.
It's not
live
that.
show,
It's
lose
not
weight.
that always. Although
live show's over,
the
gain
live show
weight.
is a great time to lose weight.
You
It
have
really
to be
is.
a little less cruel, Santana. You have to be.
I'm
a
just
little
keeping
less
it
cruel.
real.
Oh, he's just keeping it real, Mike. He's a real asshole.
That is, it is something that I think about all the time, especially when I'm up here. I don't know what it is, but you come up to New England and, Boston, for example. Oscar, you can back me up on this.
No.
Boston,
The world of
Massachusetts.
skinny.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's like the entire city is out jogging.
Oh, and you know what? Glover Park, too. This area where we have the studio. It's like a whole bunch of pencils walking around.
I had
Number two.
Pencils in red pants.
Yeah.
Why does everybody skinny wear red pants?
I was at the dock the other day, and a guy comes in on a boat very similar to mine, and he's 130 years old. I swear to God. And he looked, you know who he looked like?
What?
He looked exactly like Bob Barker. This giant shock of white hair.
Older,
and
good
he
looking,
comes in.
healthy looking guy.
He tools into the dock, turns the wheel, takes the line and jumps over the railing and hops up and cleats it off, waiting while his friends are waiting for him. And I said to myself, holy S. That's weight loss right there. Not that he ever probably was fat, but
No.
I looked at that and I just said it's the moving of the body. I'm having dialogues with people about it. This is the last piece of my little Mike O'Mara fixing puzzle here
Yeah. Okay.
that I want to address, and it is the single hardest thing at all of anything I have ever done. And I am telling you, anybody that listens to this show, you know my vices. You know what I'm into. You know the fact that I love a great party, that I love to gamble. But this is and up here especially, you walk into any restaurant up here, you walk into the grocery store, they love the crap up here. But everybody's thin. It's driving me out of my mind.
The hardest thing about it, Mike, is when you mention your other vices, and I share many of them that you do,
Right.
is that food is based in the fact that if you don't eat, you die. And so
Yes.
it's sometimes you can't just eliminate food. You can
Right,
stop
and then-
gambling, you can stop drinking, you'll be fine.
Well, it's the quality of food.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not a cut and dry black and white issue like gambling, drinking, or drugs.
Well, no, it is black and white.
It's
If-
not.
If you're more active.
All right, hold
and
it, boys. We will continue this discussion because God knows, Rob, you are not alone.
Right.
You are not alone.
As a matter
I
of
wanted
fact,
to
not
talk-
even in a room with myself am I not alone.
I wanted to talk about Oscar's world, but that hump has shifted the focus onto us once again.
What a
we will
dick.
come back and we will continue the great discussion about weight loss, and what the F we're going to do about it. We'll be right back in a minute. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of our program brought to you by Hulu Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you've probably tried Hulu on your computer. I hope you have if you listen to this show. And we always tell you that Hulu Plus is much more. They have all the current season episodes of your favorite shows. Hulu Plus we're talking about. They've got America's Got Talent, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Saturday Night Live, and The Mindy Project. That's a huge hit.
I love it.
And watch every episode of shows like Everybody Loves Raymond, classic television, Everybody Hates Chris, Kitchen Nightmares, and Keeping Up with the Kardashians, something that Mr. Santana is occasionally
He
want
always,
to
he always
look in
keeps
on.
up with
Sadly
them. Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Now,
Sadly
even
enough.
better, Hulu Plus works on your computer, smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, Xbox, pretty much any streaming device that you already own. Ponyboy loves watching Hulu Plus when he's feeding his sugar glider.
He does.
He does. And he's enjoying a bone-dry martini. Ooh, a bone-dry!
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Hulu Plus lets Pony enjoy what he wants to watch whenever his Matt Bloom schedule allows. Nice! Hulu Plus also has anime and Korean dramas, so Pony can watch his favorite show, Family Guy, and also catch Naruto, One Piece, and Attack on Titan. Pony, do you know any of those shows?
Yes, I do, and they're fantastic.
See?
So you really do watch that stuff?
I do. I watch Hulu Plus every night.
There you go, attaboy. $7.99 a month, that's what it costs you. Get your shows anytime, anywhere. But right now, I'm offering my listeners a 2-week free trial when you go to huluplus.com/TMOS. That's a whole extra week free. Please make sure that you use huluplus.com/TMOS. Please do that for us. You get the extended free trial, and you'll know that we sent you as well. It keeps the lights on and gives you a better deal. One more time, remember, huluplus.com/TMOS. Please give that a try. Welcome back to the show. Here I was saying, right before the show today, I said, Oscar, we haven't tapped into Oscar's world. And suddenly Oscar deflected off of him, and we were on Rob and Rob's weight gain. And, it's... here we are. We're back at the same.
Well, let me say that
Yeah.
the deflection wasn't. I guess what I was trying to point
You
out.
did not mean to do it.
Yeah, is that I found a new love for something that wasn't messing up.
Now, Mike, that's a deflection.
Do you have a bike, Rob?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Well, this
I have an automobile bike.
This is what you should know: is that I bought a bike in Manassas because I thought the prices were going to be a little more reasonable, right?
Sure.
Because these things can cost.
You said you bought your bike where?
in Manassas, Virginia.
Manassas, Virginia?
Yes. No, no.
Oh, no. Hey, stop that.
Mike, he went to Manassas' #1 bike superstore, Zit Cycling.
So on the Friday that when I returned back from that I've been riding for like 4 days, I came back and I felt something that was kind of off with my bike.
Right.
So I stopped by a bike store, pretty famous one in Georgetown, and I said, "Hey, do you mind looking at this? I think I might need some new handlebars." So they said, "Look, it'll take 15 minutes." And I said, "I think there might be something off with my chain." And they look at it, and he comes back. He's, "Look, I don't know how to tell you this, but whoever built this bike really effed up." And I said, he goes, "Take it back to your bike shop. You might want your money back because they have to rebuild this thing." And I said, "Whoa, I just spent almost $1,000 on this bike."
Now, hold on.
Wow.
I hate to do this.
Yes.
Every ounce of me hates this, but I have to ask Pony a question. Because, Pony, before he was the brains behind our operation,
He worked in a bike shop.
I think he owned a bike shop.
He's a master builder.
No, he is a master builder.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question before we go on?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you went into the guy and said you think there's something wrong with your chain, did you mention the fact that it's been jerked for about 4.5 years? All right, sorry. Just had to ask that.
And speaking of chains, here's our weakest link. Pony, when you worked in the bike shop and he talks about how the bike was built, don't the bikes just sort of come as they are? Or when you sell them, do you buy like a frame and then you add wheels and do you piecemeal them together? How could they have screwed up this badly?
Everything comes in a box, and most of the parts are kind of taken apart so you can fit it all into this thin little box. And then when you build it, you have to, set up the brakes and cut the cables and make sure the handlebars are tight. Yeah.
Now,
if
you
don't
are
do it
somebody,
right-
Pony, you are somebody that I would not describe as fleet of foot. Speed is not something that I've ever, attributed to you. However, when you were, after numerous years at the bike shop, what was the fastest? What was your great time for putting a bicycle together? And an adult
doing it
bike?
right. You're doing it right.
And doing it right.
Yeah.
What was your record time for putting a bike together?
About 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
You could do it that quickly?
Have you ever done a bike for like your daughters or anything, Mike?
I did.
Bike
we went
assembly
down-
is almost as bad as assembling a grill.
Hey, and I want to ask
It's
Pony about
bad
this.
work.
I'm glad,
Yeah,
Rob. I'm glad you brought that up. I was down at like a Dick's Sporting Goods down, and I was getting a bike for Elizabeth. And Pony, I want to ask you if anybody's ever had this happen. I was in the store looking at the bicycles for Elizabeth. In fact, they've been in my garage for so long. I only probably this past month got rid of them down in Florida. And I'm looking at the kickstand, and I went to put it down with my hand, and there was a piece of metal that was coming off, and I opened up from the base of my hand up through my thumb.
Oh, in the
I opened
store?
Up in the store. We went to urgent care right from the sporting goods store. That's how bad. Have you ever had anybody get seriously injured with all those shards of metal? Because if things are not tooled right, if they're not manufactured right,
you could have a
I
problem.
mean, did you ever have a gusher in the bike store?
We did not, but I did have a coworker put a screwdriver straight through his hand. But they
Yeah, that's
probably
good.
cut the kickstand and did not file it down and finish it correctly.
That's exactly what it was. It was a shard of metal, like a razor coming off of the kickstand.
And Pony is sort of a passive guy and a likable guy, and he very seldom comes out and says anything that's insulting or even upsetting to any other person. When Oscar was describing his bike, Pony said, "You got a kickstand? Why did you do that, you idiot?"
I had to buy a separate kickstand. And
So
Pony
did
looked
you-
at me like I was a monster.
So am I to understand, Oscar, that the Manassas bike store is where they screwed you?
Well, they screwed me there, yeah. But more importantly, I didn't know that you needed a master mechanic to build these things.
Yeah.
It
So
came
did you-
built.
It came built from the Manassas store.
I did buy a kickstand, and Pony did ridicule me for it because I said, "Well, how are you supposed to stand up your bike?" He's like, "No, you're supposed to lean it up against a tree or something."
Well,
I said,
actually,
"Well,
Oh,
sorry,
no, what he said,
sorry."
Oscar, what he said is, "You don't set it down, you ride it." And Oscar is all about the AMKS, the aftermarket kickstand.
Yeah.
That's what-
Is that the big cyclist deal? Is that the big thing in cycling? Like if you buy a kickstand, you're a dork? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that and all the other goofy accessories.
it's a lot of extra weight. It's going to slow you down.
Anything you put on your bike that's not necessary, God forbid, you're a big dork.
Yeah.
Like you're the big
Okay.
loser. I can't believe you're doing
Pony
it.
also said, "This was such a
Baskets.
wonderful conversation. I wish we had taped it." He said, "I suppose next you're going to get a water bottle holder."
Yeah, he said that to me.
Yeah, you get a Camelback.
Hello. Yeah, this is Thurston.
Oh,
This is Thurston Jiggerscroat.
Hi,
Hello.
Thurston. How are you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a bicycle.
Sure.
Just your base model for a man and for a grown man. I also would like, if you can you put a kickstand on that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I need a.
Hey, this guy wants a kickstand on his bike.
I got a live one on the phone.
Okay, I'm going to need a kickstand, a basket for the front. I also would like some flame decals to put on the side of it. And if you could, just leave a couple of clothespins at the front so I can put the playing cards in the spokes.
Mr. Jiggerscroat, we'll have that ready for you this afternoon by 5. Bring cash.
Absolutely, and just remember that's Thurston Jiggerscroat, and I ordered the Schwinn Orange Crate. Thank you very much.
Mike, let me give you my route and tell me if this is appealing to you. And because you don't have the best knees around, and I don't either. My left knee kills me. I have runner's knee, actually. So I figured that cycling might be the best option.
Sure, low impact on your knee.
I take my bike down to the waterfront in Georgetown, ride it all the way around and in front of the Kennedy Center, and then across the Memorial Bridge, and then down to National Airport.
Now,
to
when
that
you-
little
And then
park.
do you tackle that monster hill coming up from M Street?
I do.
Do you bring
I
it
do.
back that way? Is that a
Yes.
crusher? Is that a crusher
It's
for
the
you?
toughest part of the ride, but it's fulfilling once you conquer
And
it.
how would you rate on a scale of 1 to 10, and compare it to all other workouts? How would you aerobically? How would you rate this workout with the bicycle?
I would. You know what? I would say it's not as great as CrossFit simply because you're doing so many different exercises in CrossFit.
Right.
But it's better than running, and I used to love running.
Now, when you are on your bike and you're driving on the, or riding it rather, on Memorial Bridge and the Kennedy Center and
Yes.
everything, do you wear a T-shirt that says, "Look at me, I'm a Washingtonian"?
You tools. There are those guys, though.
Do you ever
They-
get together with the other cyclists that smell like ass?
No, oh, you jerk.
No, I mean I go. There's a place up here where they you know what they sell? This is it's the anti Mike O'Mara store, and I went in looking for. I think I was looking for either a flashlight or a. I was looking, believe it or not, I was looking for kind of a heavy duty outdoorsy kind of wallet. That's what I was
Sure.
looking for, and I walked in.
One
the
that holds a
primary
lot
thing,
of money.
The primary thing they
Made
sell
of
in this
wood.
store are for like rappelling, mountain climbing, hiking, kayaking, and cycling. And I walked in, and the whole place smelled like ass.
Sure, you could. So they didn't sell you a wooden wallet?
No, it's just they're so the opposite of me. You walk in and they just all these praying mantises running around there, foraging through all this metal crap that their devices.
What
that
I
they make.
found interesting is when you're riding around, you see people.
God, I want to be fit. God, I want to be fit.
But there
God,
are
I wanna
guys
be
your
fit.
size and Rob's size riding the cycles.
Yeah, you just
All right,
can't
see,
see the
but all I
cycle.
can tell you is if I get on a bicycle, the bicycle seat is going to be in my small intestine. That's what's going to happen to me. The discomfort level, if they come up with a seat that I
They
can
have
handle.
seats like that just for
Yeah,
you.
we discussed that, and Pony didn't give me a good enough answer about the seats. He said,
You
"Well, there's one seat where it's kind of two seats combined.
They
that
have
put
cargo
together."
shorts you can wear that look like regular shorts that have padding that give you the comfort you're looking for.
And they guarantee to get you laid, too.
How'd you like to be doing that laundry?
Oh, that'd be
You know
bad.
that?
I
Imagine
keep
that,
putting water
Imagine
in.
what that pad. Imagine what that pad smells like.
I keep putting water in the washer, but it's disappearing into the shorts. They're so thirsty.
What's also fun and kind of dangerous at the same time is when you're riding on the road.
Yeah.
That's when you really learn what it's like to watch people text and drive. Because when you pull up on somebody on a bicycle,
Yeah.
Right.
and they're next to you, and you're like, okay, is this guy paying attention to the road or girl?
Right.
Or are they texting while driving? And I'll tell you 50-50 in the D.C. area, texting while driving.
Now, are you wearing
Well,
are you wearing a helmet
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
pads?
No pads. Just
Ah, of course.
I always roll the window down and say, "Get a regular mode of transportation. God's sakes, it's 2014.
Can't you afford no automobile?
a bike.
Get a car. For God's sakes, at least a moped. You hump. Get out of my way."
A bike, though, is so liberating. I
Let
never
me say,
thought I'd say
well, it's
that.
been years. It's been years. I practically have to relearn it. They say you never forget how to ride a bicycle.
I had the same trepidation when I
my
got
question
on.
would: do they have heavy-duty training wheels I could use?
No.
And I'm talking
They
about
do.
my training
They
wheels would
do?
be something
Yeah.
you'd see on a small lawn.
I didn't know
tractor.
that.
They're for people with handicaps and certain problems.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You know the stuff that makes Pony laugh.
comedy. Thy name is Pony. Yes, that's right.
Can we do a bonus show
The
someday?
training wheels are for people with handicaps.
the heavy-duty ones.
Let's
are.
do a bonus show someday and just focus on the things that Matt thinks are funny. Because
Right.
he one time, and I won't go into the details about a differently abled man having a seizure in his store, and you would have
Right.
thought he was telling the greatest joke of his life.
Well, you know,
And,
the
and
scene,
Oscar just looked at him and said, "That is not okay."
No, that is
You know
not
the
okay.
you know the clip from the Ricky Gervais show where they have Liam Neeson come in and pitch the sketch comedy that he wants to do.
Yes.
And he said we want to do improv. He said I'm a doctor, and he comes in and he goes, well, how are you? What can I do for you today? And Liam Neeson says, I have full-blown AIDS. I mean, that's the same. That's like the same comedy gene that is in that situation. So my question to you, Oscar,
Yes.
did you ever take the bike back to the store in Manassas?
Well, today I'm going to stop by there with the receipt for the repair
Excellent.
and say, well, I'm not going to even ask for the money. I'll say, look, the only reason I'm stopping by here is because there's probably other bikes that have been built in this manner, and they're probably dangerous. Because if you're going anywhere from 20 to 30 miles an hour, maybe a little faster down a hill, and you have a
30 miles an hour on a bike?
Oh,
I
you
got
can
an
go
idea.
much faster. And you
I have
and
a
you-
fabulous idea
Yes.
for what you can do. So you're going to
Yes.
ask for something. Here's what
I'm
you
not
do.
going to ask for anything. I just want
Well,
to give
you're
them a
not.
heads up to say whoever's building these bikes needs to do a
No,
better job.
If you're not going to have them replace the bike and you're not going to ask for money back, at
No.
least get an accessory. How about you bring the receipt back and say, you see this? I don't want a new bike. I don't want you to make this right. What I like is a big, shiny bell. Can you put a big... Can you put a big, shiny bell?
I've thought about that because when you yell left,
Yeah.
nobody wants to move.
How about an air horn?
No, but a bell does work. I've yelled yesterday. This was the first time I actually yelled left. Usually I like to mosey around people.
How loud did you yell it?
I said left, left, because the bitch didn't hear me.
Yeah, I suppose.
And by that
And he's
I
talking,
mean-
and incidentally, he's talking about his girlfriend.
Yes.
No, but Shannon did do me wrong the other day, and not that type of do me. We were riding back from the airport because I wanted to show her my new route, which by the way she hates, and and she likes, because she likes to F with me. She likes to hit her bell like somebody's coming around me, right? So she kept on hitting her bell, and I was like, and so I'd scoot over to the far right so somebody could go around.
It's a game show bell, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And then I hear her giggle.
Coming through.
I hear her giggling in the background. She's like, "Oh, it was just me, just like messing with me." And she did this all the way. Jesus Christ! You jerks. So we're going across the Memorial Bridge, and I hear the bell. And
You hear the what?
I hear the bell. And I actually swerve into the center of the lane simply because I thought it was Shannon just being a jerk.
Right.
And the guy's like, and then the bell.
Oh, I love that.
It got louder and louder, and I said, "I'm not moving." And the guy behind me was on one of those super cycles that cost like $4,000, and he was
Right.
going so effing fast. He said, "Move!" And I looked back at Shannon because we almost wrecked each other off the bridge. It would fall right into the drink, right into the Potomac River.
Right.
I said, "Shannon, your shtick almost killed me."
You know,
I
it's-
thought it was somebody. I thought it was her just
But
messing
there's
around.
the
with me.
but there's the rudeness factor.
It
you
is
see.
rude.
It's
Yeah.
not a culture of it's not a culture of acceptance.
There
it's
are
a
some
culture,
scumbags.
It's a culture of me.
Yes.
And it's a culture of supreme narcissism, and that's why I think it's perfect for you.
Pony, if they have you jerk. Pony, if there's a guy out there that has a $4,000 cycle, right? And he's flying. He could go up to 50 miles an hour depending on how fast he's going in the incline of
Oh,
his
yeah,
route.
easily.
Yeah. And
He can go 50 miles an hour on the hood of my car.
All right. Now,
Why
Mike is being silly. Let's reset. Joe Krebs is driving 50 miles an hour on his bicycle. What happened?
Why do those guys think that they rule the sidewalk, the bike path, the road?
Ooh, you know, that's a tough question. There are so many different types of cycling dicks. I usually find...
There you go. Good.
There really are. I find the roadies to be a little self-absorbed, but the worst people you'll ever meet are triathletes. They're the worst people in the world because they do 3 sports and they think they're 3 athletes in one. I hate them all. I don't know. We're just dicks.
I hate them all.
Tony coming out of his shell.
Big way. Big
That's
win.
fantastic. Hey, there's Joe Krebs riding his bike along. There you go. Hi, Joe. How's it going, buddy? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Sorry about that. I'll come back to pick you up later. We will take a break. Tony, that was a great kicker to the story. I like that. And Oscar, good luck with that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break, come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I got a letter from Kirk from Spokane who asks, how do you make Omeracast? Well, you start with 5 free Mike O'Mara shows. Add a dash of bonus show because 5 just ain't enough. Then squeeze it through some Rob and Joe low bandwidth on top of cake and cookies in the shape of It's Mickey Aliens. Bake until Tech 101 is done talking about Apple, usually the whole show. And don't forget, top it off with Kraft Baby Marshmallows. Share it with friends every Monday on iTunes and MikeO'MaraShow.com. Another spectacular dish from More Broadcasting.
That Marcus Serta.
Yeah.
No, he's a 10.
He's so clever.
He's a 10.
Very brilliant.
He's wonderful. Welcome back to the show.
Doesn't know how to ride a bike.
Brought to you by our Amazon page. Boy, it's hot as fresh milk outside, but you can stay refreshingly cool inside surfing the old Amazon page through the TMOS portal. Yes, Amazon has it all. And while you're surfing, pick up a new surfboard, some Billabong surf shorts, some Surf's Up wall decals, some Pickle brand surfboard wax remover, the biography of Bennett Surf, even a book about the surfs who lived in feudal societies. Amazon has it all, including hundreds of knobs for cabinets, drawers, appliances, doors, or anything that needs pulling. Wood, metal, glass, plastic, you name it, and Amazon has your knob. And better prices than those knob superstores.
Of course.
Just trying to get through it today. Whether you need a travel pillow, a ham, whole or in a can, sexy furry leg warmers, a Danielson brand clam net, new vinyl spats, or a kaleidoscope, Amazon has it, people. Amazon has everything for your home and your office, whether it's cleaning supplies, coffee, funnels, a French horn, or toilet paper for your butt. If you need it, Amazon has it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. The best way to save money and support this show. Remember to bookmark Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com and click that link all day long, people.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents news you may not need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, news you may not need.
Well, hello.
Hello.
The palace is releasing special pictures. The Royal Mint is striking a commemorative coin, and newspapers are publishing glowing tributes. Do you know what it's about?
What?
The little boy who will be king.
You know, I bet this must piss you off because they've stolen all of your thunder.
Yeah.
No, I am a certified Anglophile, Rob Spiewak. Nothing could be further from the truth. Mac, how are you?
I'm good.
Please try to stay awake. Do me a favor. When I'm doing the show, push him out of camera range.
Yeah,
Thank you. Prince George turns 1 on Tuesday.
Do you think you'll get to smosh cake?
Well, I don't know. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Strip that lad down to his diaper and have him... Thank you, Oscar. Yes, thank you for pushing Mopey Dope out of the frame so I can do my work. Yes, he turns 1 on Tuesday. While he may be too young to appreciate it, the milestone is causing a nationwide frenzy. Editorial writers call him a symbol of hope. Newspaper headlines hail him as Gorgeous George. And one published a 24-page glossy magazine chronicling his first 12 months. Prince William and his wife Kate, who plan a small party at Kensington Palace with a smash cake, have said little in public about the ups and downs of parenting, but here are some things we know about the lad.
Okay.
He's good to look at. He's quite easy on the eye.
Nah, he's not all that.
And, of course, he will be king.
Well, you know what? It could happen, or the government could fall. I mean, all
Yeah,
these things
someday,
are
Rob.
possible. No, so your son is 3 days older than him?
I thought him, for some reason, I always thought that King George to be was older than my son. But yeah, apparently he's 3 days older than the
that
king.
is one thing that he'll probably always remember his entire life. That's a pretty big birth to be so close to.
And it's the reason that I gave my son the nickname the King, because
That's right.
the little prince was born.
Better looking kid, though.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Courtney Love and Marilyn Manson have roles on the upcoming season finale of Sons of Anarchy. The musicians join such previous guest stars as Stephen King and David Hasselhoff as unusual casting choices in the show that I've loved since it's been on. We try to have some things that are fun, creator Kurt Sutter told Summer TV Critics Meetings on Monday. Love plays a teacher. That's a little odd choice, don't you think?
Oh, she'd be a lousy teacher.
And
no, I don't know.
the
I got
best
my term paper back. There was puke on it.
Oh,
that's interesting.
I wish.
So Love will play a teacher and self-confessed huge Nirvana fan. And Sutter said he thought who better than Courtney Love for that. Malcolm Jamal Warner of The Cosby Show also has a role in the 7th and concluding season, and it doesn't say here. It doesn't say here what Marilyn Manson's going to do. So I think maybe they're saving that for a surprise. We'll have to wait and see. Robert Downey Jr. continues to prove that playing Tony Stark plays almost as well as being Tony Stark. The Iron Man and Avengers Age of Ultron star earned, are you ready for this?
It's going to make me sad, isn't it?
$75 million in the last year.
Good.
That puts him at the top of the Forbes ranking of the highest paid actors for the second year in a row. And now I am ready to accept all of your humble praise for this next piece of information.
I know exactly what you're going to say. And I was going
Number
to
two.
actually bring it up during the audio vault. I'm glad you have this.
At $52 million, I predicted this years ago, maybe close to a decade ago.
It was about 10 years ago.
Dwayne Johnson of the Fast and Furious movies, Hercules, and being called The Rock came in second. $52 million combined earnings from acting roles as well as producing gigs.
And what
So there, Mr. Man.
Mike predicted 10 years ago that he would be a huge action star. I think based on when the Mummy came out?
The Scorpion King.
Scorpion King. It's the same thing.
Thank
but,
you.
But
I
Mike
said he'll be a big
absolutely
movie
called
star.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely called it.
Good call.
I saw that guy. Knew he had what it takes.
Those pecs.
A
Oh, you know
restaurant.
he had a boob job?
Did he really?
Yeah, well, a pec
Hold
job,
on.
really.
Stop the presses. What, he had a
Yeah,
boob
it's
job?
documented. So
Really?
he had a little fat underneath his nipples that he didn't like, that really
Right.
weren't carving out his pecs that you
Sure.
see today. So
Right.
he had, it might have been collagen injected into his pecs to even out his pecs.
Really?
Yeah. Don't ask me how I know that.
Terrifying, really. That's scary.
I don't know.
All right.
He's a
We can
really-
all be perfect.
Mike, a thing of beauty is a joy forever.
Everybody loves the Irish. Isn't that right, Rob Spiewak?
That's right. Are we still going to the potato fight?
Yeah, the potato fights are so much fun. A restaurant in County Kerry has provoked outrage after banning loud Americans from the premises.
Does County Kerry talk all the time?
County Kerry. County C-A-R-Y.
That's my wife.
Waterville Cafe, Peter's Place, displayed an offensive sign on the door of their premises which read, "No bus, coach tours, or loud Americans. Thank you." The move provoked angry responses from locals and tourists who have taken to social media to express their outrage. The majority of local business owners in Waterville, which is on the ring of Kerry, that's very, very painful,
Yes.
welcome the busy tourist season. Waterville relies heavily on tourism, with over 1.1 million people visiting the Southwest in 2012, according to a publication in Ireland.
I did not get to see the Ring of Kerry until the third date.
Thank you. Age is just a number for a 9-year-old boy and his 62-year-old wife, boys.
Hold it. Say that again.
Yes, 9-year-old boy, 62-year-old wife. They
Oh,
have renewed
God.
their vows in South Africa. Sana'i Masiela, believed to be the world's youngest groom, remarried his bigamous bride, Helen Shabangu. And the pair, both of Kildare Village, first exchanged vows in 2013 after Sana'i believed he was instructed to do so by his dead ancestors. While villagers have spoken out against the union, the boy's mother, Patience, that's her name.
Well, of course. Obviously,
She
he
is-
doesn't have any.
She is fully supportive.
We're marrying you off.
She is fully supportive. I know it's what the ancestors wanted, she said. If we hadn't done what my son had asked, then something bad would have happened to my family. Shabangu's husband of 30 years, remember she's a bigamist, she's
Right.
got another one, Alfred, he said he and their 5 children approve of the marriage too.
Wow,
Isn't
they're
that special?
registered, Mike. They're registered at Medic Alert and Toys R Us.
Got time for a couple more here. Yelling at your kids in the backseat is an indispensable part of every family drive. Toyota wants to make it even easier on you, not by creating new features to entertain your kids and keep them behaved. Oh, God, no. The new 2015 Toyota Sienna minivan will have an option called Driver Easy Speak. It's a microphone in the driver's seat that amplifies your voice through the speakers in the back seat. Are you intrigued by this?
I want that.
You want that thing?
I want that even for if I'm just in the car by myself. Does it
To
allow
make
you to
it
talk?
easier.
Can you talk over the records?
I'm not sure.
Oh, my God. You just want to talk up records?
Wouldn't
Yeah,
it
he
be
doesn't,
great?
he doesn't want to discipline
Oh
his
my
kids. He just wants to
God.
talk up
yeah,
the
I
record.
figured
Well-
you just yell at your kids and knock it off.
No, my kids are already perfect. Make my kids. I will make my kids listen to me talk up records. That's the punishment.
This seems, they say, like a response to Honda putting an optional vacuum cleaner in their Odyssey last year, but that's just a tool to clean up after your kids. This is a tool to shame them, and who doesn't want to shame their kids?
I love
Way
it.
to go. We'll see what happens.
If I got to
with
pay an
that.
extra $2,000 to yell at my kids, I'll pass.
Are you ready for a little something?
Please.
Yes. A county jail in Michigan is going back to those old-fashioned jumpsuits with the horizontal black and white stripes.
Perfect.
It's because orange jumpsuits have supposedly become too fashionable, thanks to the Netflix show Orange is the New Black.
Of course.
I love this guy's name, William Federspiel.
Hello.
Hello, Hash Federspiel. He is the sheriff in Saginaw County, Michigan. He says the county jail has gone back to the stripes because people who aren't in jail want to wear orange prison jumpsuits to look like Orange is the New Black characters. We're such
People,
idiots.
we
in
are
this
idiots,
country.
are we not?
Here's the quote. Some people think it's cool to look like an inmate wearing an orange jumpsuit out at a mall or in public. It's a concern because we do have our inmates out sometimes doing work in public, and I don't want anyone to confuse them or have them walk away. I don't see people out there wanting to wear black and white stripes. Way to go, Mr. Federspiel.
Well done, Herr Federspiel.
Mike, do you... I
go ahead.
apologize. Speaking of prison, do you remember the gentleman who was basically, they said he was a supermodel, the guy that got arrested? You probably saw it on the web.
Oh, yeah.
This dreamboat that got arrested.
He had beautiful eyes.
Yes. Did you know, we never had a follow-up on him. He just got released last week, and as soon as he was released, his girlfriend killed him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I asked you not.
Was he wearing orange or stripes?
He was what? I just remember for the mugshot, he was wearing the orange.
Yeah.
Orange, see? Probably would have been a different result if he had the
He became a
stripes.
celebrity.
See, yeah, learn and listen and
Federspiel
learn.
says that the black and white striped jumpsuits cost the same amount as orange ones. He also says the inmates hate them, but, quote, if you don't like the clothes that I give you, don't come back.
Yeah.
Kind of a Joe Arpaio deal right there.
Absolutely.
All I know is that I'm really looking forward to that new Netflix show, Striped is the New Polka Dot. We'll take a break, come back with Robin the Magic Audio Vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Trying to get to Holland or France. The man in the Mac says
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment is brought to you by Sleep Number. We love Sleep Number. I am missing it every single day. I love it because of its dual air technology. We don't talk about it enough. The dual air technology that helps you, especially if you have back pain, get the optimum sleep by adjusting to your specific needs. And now Sleep Number has introduced the smartest bed in the world. It's the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. Sensors work with the dual air technology inside the bed to track and optimize how you're sleeping. Sleep IQ allows you to make changes like adjusting your Sleep Number setting or daily routine for your best possible sleep, and it couldn't be easier to use. Nothing to wear, nothing to turn on. All you have to do is sleep. Again, my Sleep Number setting, if I didn't mention it to you this time, is an 80. Carla's is an 85. And there's only one place in the world to find the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology, and that's a Sleep Number store. Come in right now where a C2 Queen mattress with Sleep IQ technology starts at $999.98. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. You can find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again is 800-511-0061. And don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. Without further ado, let's get right to the Audio Vault with Mr. Rob Spiewak.
Lots of women on the planet of Earth, Mike. Some of them are beautiful. Some of them are not so lovely. But the one thing I love in a woman is class. Don't you love a classy dame?
Who doesn't like a classy dame, Rob?
Classy dame like Snooki from the Jersey Shore.
Oh, who doesn't love Snooki? Absolutely.
I really can't believe she is still granting and people are caring to interview her. Here she was on MTV last night talking about her first time, Mike. The time she lost her virginity.
I had a boyfriend at the time, but we were so young. And I didn't want to get pregnant, so he literally put saran wrap on his penis, and we tried to have sex, and it hurt him, and it was stupid. It didn't feel like sex, but I considered it sex just because, you know, it did go in a little bit. But looking back at it now, I wish I saved my virginity for Gianni because I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah, she wishes she saved her virginity, Mike.
Not because she loves him.
No.
And she made a couple mistakes.
No.
Yeah.
She's obsessed.
It went in a little bit.
Just a
Saran
tip.
wrap.
Yes.
Just for a little bit.
And Mike,
Hey, who's going to watch the Sorrentinos this week? God.
Mike, it hurt
Idiots.
him. That's the thing that troubles me perhaps the
I
most.
don't want to do it no more. The saran wrap is rubbing on me. I don't like it. It's gross.
It's gross. And whatnot.
Yeah, it's nasty. Oh, no. Take it out. Take it out.
Take it out. Is it in? Take it out.
Take it out. Saran wrap. Use foil.
Okay, that interview was not on CNN. Last night, CNN had Chris Cuomo on, and he was trying to get, again, as everyone is, to the bottom of this Malaysian airplane disaster. He probably should have chosen his words a little better.
Ukraine had access to these Russian weapons as well. Can you shoot that down, excuse the pun, as a theory?
Shoot it down.
He's like, I'm really going to kill him tonight on a CNN, and I have this line written up.
What do you think the pressure is like on national TV when you do something like that? Do you think you're watching your career flash in front of your eyes for just a fleeting second? It's not so egregious that would happen to him. But
He
it's
makes
so weird.
it worse by saying "pardon the pun," because then it
Right.
makes it look like, oh, maybe he tried to do. I don't think.
Well, he
did.
set it up.
You think he set it up?
He probably wrote that earlier in the day and said, I am going to slay with this,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to say, pardon the pun, and then there's going to be chuckles and laughs, or everyone's going to be like, wow, and then when he heard crickets, he said, oh, this is awkward.
Well,
Very
you
interesting.
see, I'm going to get on the audio vault. I don't normally take requests, but Oscar requested this. Have you watched yet the John Oliver show? I think it's on HBO. Last week tonight.
I don't know enough about this guy.
You have to watch the show. I'm telling you, and you can get it on demand, so get it whenever you'd like.
He's like a British Jon Stewart, right?
He's the guy who stepped in for Jon Stewart when Jon Stewart went on vacation.
He did the Daily Show, and he's been a featured performer on the Daily
It's
Show for years.
worth it, Mike. It's fun. It's quick, and even look. I like Real Time with Bill Maher, but it's not as liberal and not as political. It's fun.
It's
in my
more
eyes.
fun.
It's more fun.
He was
more comedy than politics.
One of his main stories this week was the love letters of President Warren G. Harding, in which they found out that Warren G. Harding
Were they real?
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah, absolutely real.
He had a mistress. It was, I believe, his neighbor's wife.
Yes.
And here is John Oliver reading quotes from the love letters of President
Oh,
Warren
great,
G.
okay.
Harding.
Page after page of Harding's handwriting describe in detail what he described as his eager, passion-wild, jealous, reverent, wistful love for his neighbor's wife.
That's actually a little misleading because, believe me, these are not eager, jealous and wistful love letters. These are smutty notes. So raunchy, a 40-year-old mother of two should be reading them on her Kindle because this is an actual passage from his actual letters. I feel that there will never be any relief until I take a long, deep, wild draft on your lips and then bury my face on your pillowing breasts. Wouldn't you like to get sopping wet out on Superior, not the lake? For the joy of fevered fondling and melting kisses, I've got to say, damn, Warren, you nasty!
And perhaps the biggest revelation from all these love letters was actually revealed in a clip that they played on that show.
Just as Anthony Weiner goes by Carlos Danger, Warren Harding had a nickname for a certain part of his anatomy. He called it Jerry.
Jerry. So think about that the next time you're reading your American history book. Now,
That's scary.
Sunday, Mike, was also the 45th anniversary of the moon landing, and I hadn't thought of this in a while, but I thought it was a good time to revisit this from The Onion.
This is Tranquility Base. The Eagle has landed. Jesus H. Houston. We're on the moon. Over. Roger, Tranquility. We copy that. We cannot believe you are on the moon. We cannot believe it. Over. The moon, for Christ's sake. Holy, living. Are you believing this? Over. We read you. Over.
It goes on for more, but I just thought that was very funny.
You know what I saw the other day? Did you see the clip of that guy that he's called, I think, a truther? And it's from years ago,
Sure.
where he ambushed Buzz Aldrin, calling him a liar because he says
Really?
the moon landing really didn't happen. And Buzz Aldrin, was in his 70s at the time, and he's following Buzz Aldrin around. And Buzz Aldrin said, "Sir, I just think you're a cheat and a liar." And Buzz Aldrin just corks the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like 72-year-old
That
man,
is awesome.
just decks the guy right there. It was great to watch.
And
It
what
was
have I
fun.
always told you, Mike? Don't mess with an astronaut. You just don't
mess
do
with
it.
an astronaut. They're tough guys at the heart.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
This concludes our broadcast day. But dry your eyes. It's not goodbye, but just so long. You can always write us a letter. Send it to TMOS, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. Email all technical queries to ponyboy@MikeO'MaraShow.com, even your questions about assembling your bicycle. If you'd like to be a part of the legendarily popular Thursday mailbag segment, drop a line to the Jolly One, Rob@MikeO'MaraShow.com. And remember, our e-voice line still open, 800-440-8167. Open all the time, no waiting. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying it was good to see you guys for the entire show today.
You know
huh?
what? Isn't Skype great?
How about
Big
that?
win.
See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.